Hello everyone. Today we will be discussing on the topic electricity. In this discussion we will be talking about Ohm's law, the implications of Ohm's law, the conditions to be kept constant during the Ohm's law, as well as the applications of Ohm's law. So as usual we will be using a problem in order to understand the concept. This question I have taken from NCERT textbook of class 10th. The question is, the potential difference between the terminals of an electric heater is 60 volt when it draws 4 ampere current from the source. What current will the heater draw if the potential difference is increased by 120 volt? So in this question we are given a heater. And let us talk about heater first. So heater is here. Okay, we have a heater. So when we buy a heater from the market, then what are the things that is going to come with a heater? The heater is definitely going to have a conductor, right, through which the current will flow. And when we have already bought it, then the material, or let me write it as the nature of material of the heater is going to be same, as well as its dimensions. So when I buy a heater from the market, the material as well as its dimensions, by dimensions I mean to say the length of the conductor as well as the area of cross section is going to remain same. So the resistance of the conductor is also going to be same, or let me call it as fixed. Why it is fixed? Because the nature of material and its dimension are fixed. Resistance depends upon the nature, resistivity, as well as length and area of cross section. So as these are fixed, so resistance is going to be fixed for a heater. I want to tell you one more point here, that the material with which this conductor is made up of, so the material of the heating substances, for example the heater, or you can say oven, etc., are made up of alloys. Okay, what are alloys? Alloys are a mixture of metals. At molten state. So these alloys will have high resistance compared to the conductors. Still, why are we using the alloys? We are using because of their chemical inertness. Alloys are inert at a high temperature. Obviously, if you are using a heater, so it will work at higher temperature. So at that higher temperature, if you use pure metals, then they will get easily oxidized or will react with the gases around it or some other substances which is in its environment. For example, if we are using a water heater, the conductor of the water heater will be in contact with water. So at high temperature, the reactivity increases and it will obviously react with water. So we use alloys for the reason that it is inert at high temperature, as well as there is one more reason for this. The other reason is that this heater will work at a specific temperature condition. So this will work at a specific temperature, and in that temperature its resistance will remain same. Okay, actually it is assumed to remain same. So when the heater which works at a specific temperature, during that temperature its resistance is assumed to be same. Actually what happens, as the temperature increases, the resistivity, the materials, the resistivity will increase, and because of that resistivity, that resistance also increase. But for these alloys in that specific temperature, we assume that the resistance remains constant. So throughout this example, what is kept constant? Resistance is kept constant, right? So resistance value is not going to change if 4 amps current is flowing or any other current is all flowing, right? Now let's discuss a little bit about Ohm's law. What does the Ohm's law say? Ohm's law says that the potential difference across the ends of a conductor is proportional to current flowing through it, given the temperature is kept constant. Here the conductor's resistance is assumed to be constant, hence we don't need to consider that temperature is constant. Anyway, our resistance is going to be constant. So what is Ohm's law? Ohm's law states that the potential difference across the ends of the conductor, is directly proportional to current flowing through it. If I denote potential difference by V and current by I, so V is proportional to I, and we can also write V is equal to Ri, where R is proportionality constant, and in this case it is really constant. Its value is not going to change. So when the resistance is not going to change, then means what? It will perfectly obey Ohm's law. What do you mean by perfectly obey Ohm's law? That means V will remain perfectly proportional to current. For example, if I increase the current, so what happens to the value of potential difference across it? It will also increase. If I decrease the current passing through the conductor, what happens to the potential difference across it? It is also going to be decreased. So it will perfectly now follow the Ohm's law, right? So I can show you with the help of a diagram also. Okay, so suppose I'm drawing a diagram here. So this is the ammeter with which I will measure the current passing through the conductors, and I'm keeping the conductors in between X and Y. So what I will keep here? I'll keep the heater here. So what is the resistance of the heater? Let me call it as RH. H for heater, resistance of heater. Then I also need to measure the voltage across the conductor. Then only I will know, right, the relationship between V and I. Now here I'll keep a variable battery source. I'll keep so that whatever current you want, I can change the current passing through the conductor. Let's say the current is I. The same, now current will not flow now, right? We have to complete the circuit, then only the current is going to flow. Let me keep a switch here. Now when I turn on the switch or put the key in the plug, the current will start flowing. So the same current will pass through the resistor heater. Okay, because we'll assume that no current or zero current is passing through the voltmeter. Okay, voltmeter is constructed in such a way that very minimal amount of current passes through the voltmeter. So we'll take the case of ideal voltmeter, where the current passing through the voltmeter is 0. So all the current passes through the heater. Now let's try to solve the question and see whether this condition is perfectly satisfied or not, right? So let's try to solve the question. So what is given in the question? So let me take it as two cases. Okay, let me take it as two cases, case 1 and case 2. So in case 1, what is the current flowing through the circuit? The current flowing through the circuit is 4 amps. Since it's case 1, I'm taking it as I1. So maybe some source, I can change this source. With that, the current will be changed. So now the current coming out of the battery is I1. Same current passes through the heater, same current passes through the heater, and with the help of a voltmeter I can measure the voltage. So the voltage measured is how much? The voltage measured is V1 and its value is 60 volt. So current is 4 amps, voltage is 60 volts. Can I find the resistance of the heater? How much is resistance of the heater? What does Ohm's law says? V is equal to IR. So what is resistance value? R is equal to V by I. Okay. Remember, the resistance remains constant. So RH is equal to how much? V1 by I1 for this specific case. So 60 by 4. How much is this? 15 ohms. So the heater which you have bought from the market has the resistance of 15 ohms. Is this resistance going to change? No, ideally it will not change. Now, since I have an variable source, I can change the current. Now I am passing the current of I2 through the conductor. So how much current is passing through the heater? I2. So what is the voltage seen there? Voltage is V2 in the voltmeter. How much is that? 120 volt, right? In the question it's given, what current will the heater draw if the potential difference is increased to 120 volt? So potential difference across it became 120 volt, but what is the current flowing through it? I2. How much its value? That we have to calculate. So we know that V is equal to IR, R is kept constant. That means V is proportional to I. V is proportional to I. So can I write I is equal to V by R? And in the specific case, I2 is equal to V2 by RH. So how much is V2 here? How much voltage I can see across the voltmeter? 120 volt. And what is the resistance? We have measured from the case 1. So 15. So how much is this? 15 4s are 60, 15 8s are 120. So it is going to be 8 amperes. 8 amperes. That means when the current was 4 amperes, what was the voltage? V1 was 60 volt. V1 was 60 volt, right? So when the current become double, I2, 4 into 2, how much? 8 amps. So what happens to the V2? Does it become double? See that? What is the voltage? 120 volt. Yes, it became double. So with this clearly you can see that voltage means the potential difference across the conductor is directly proportional to the current. So this is what the Ohm's law is satisfied when the resistance is kept constant. The term in the definition, while defining the Ohm's law or while stating the Ohm's law, we'll always say that temperature is kept constant. So here in this case, since the material is a heater and the resistance of the heater is assumed to be constant, so it perfectly follows the Ohm's law. I hope you have understood the concept. If you still have any doubts, please write it in the comment section. I'll surely help. Thank you.